Okay, so I had this idea for a blog video the other day. I was listening to some instrumental progressive metal as I was walking through the park, as I do just to wind down at the end of the day. And I realized something quite profound, to me at least, about this style of music that seemed to correlate to the autistic life and why I enjoy being around other autistic people so much. Because as I've said before in other videos, when you're with a bunch of autistic people, you can't be the odd one out, because everyone is the odd one out and we're all together. So whatever difference you have is just sort of a difference in a different direction, and it doesn't feel like it is the one difference. Anyway, back on track. I was trying to talk about progressive metal, which is a style of music which has a lot of time signature changes. It's very guitar and drum heavy. It's extremely technical in the skill required of the musicians. It's really intellectual kind of music. And the reason I love it is because it is so complex and changes so often that it's almost impossible to stick to the actual music, which means if you're listening to it, if you're tapping along, you'll be tapping along and all of a sudden you're out of sync. And even if you know the music and you try and stay in sync, it's almost impossible, to stay perfectly in sync with the music. And ironically, this actually gives it gives you a freedom that you're not expected to stay in sync with the music. So what that means is if you're tapping along, you could be much faster or much slower, and you're kind of dancing around the beat all the time without ever being constrained by it. And there's some kind of weird freedom that comes from having so much complexity that you're just floating along. It's like, whitewater rapids or something where there's just so much going on and you just kind of float along the top of it. So for me, that's a bit of an analogy of the autistic life. It's extremely complicated, and trying to get it right is kind of hard at times. And the times that I've really felt in flow have been where I'm not necessarily sticking to a beat, sticking to an exact thing that I'm supposed to do, but it's more like I'm dancing around it the whole time and I'm still connected to the people around me or to the original schedule or the original plan that I had, but I'm not forcing myself to stick to that. I'm giving myself the flexibility to go outside those bounds and just flow with it. And because all of those little deviations are okay and expected, then you don't have to second guess yourself, I guess. So I really love the freedom in that. I don't know if anyone knows what progressive metal is. Maybe you're a fan and you're like, yeah, that's me too. But I thought I'd share that really brief insight that I had the other day that was important to me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.